Hey, Lancer Nation, this is your athletic director, Brian Meyer. We're doing another special edition of Live with the Lancer. Today, we're sharing with you a spring sports senior spotlight edition of Live with the Lancer. Before we begin, I want to give a big shout out to our platinum sponsor, Frederick Funeral Home. Thanks for all your support for Lancer Athletics. Now let's get to it, Lancers. Your senior spring sports spotlight edition of Live with the Lancer today is senior Chaz O'Connell. Chaz is a 4-year member of the track and field team and participates in the pole vault. Hey, Chaz, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Just suffering through these 50-hour work weeks and then come home and do some homework. But you got to do what you got to do.
I hear you there, man. That's great. Hopefully you're staying safe and enjoying a little break from the actual physical school building, but keeping your work and schooling in check. So, Chaz, let's begin Live with the Lancer Senior Spring Sports Edition. Chaz, why do you participate in track and field?
I got a little funny story about that. So kind of how I got into pole vaulting. So freshman year, Mr. Albrink, he was my biology teacher. Every class leading up to the track season, every day he says, "Hey guys, I'll give you some extra credit if you pole vault." And at the time I was like, I don't really want to do that. It seems too complicated, whatever. But at the time, we were lifting for the soccer season next year, and me and my buddy Noah were lifting one day, warming up, and he comes up to me and says, "Hey Chaz, if we go out and try pole vaulting right now, we can get out of lifting for today." And I said, "Oh, shoot, count me in." And we went outside, tried out pole vaulting, and sorry Noah, but he wasn't very good at it, but I fell in love with it right away and wanted to go from there.
That's awesome. That's a great story. So that may lead into my next question, but what's something unique about you and related to track and field and pole vault?
So after these 4 years, I fell in love with it so much that now I'm going to college to do it at Wilmington College.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What have you received any awards or accolades related to track and pole vaulting?
Freshman year, I received Field Athlete of the Year, and I was hoping to maybe be captain this year, so that would have been a cool thing, but, whatever. I've won a couple GCL meets and a lot of other meets in my time as a Lancer. But
yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. What's your favorite moment about participating in pole vaulting?
I was thinking about this all day, and I honestly could not nail down a single moment, but coming to practice every day. Some people dread practice, but I look forward to practice every day. It hit the clock 3 o'clock, walking out, getting changed, going, hitting the track. Me and the Mercy McCauley pole vaulters and a couple other LaSalle pole vaulters, we'd take the cover off the pit and just lay there for 20 minutes, having some good solid conversations, waiting for Mr. Albring to wrap up his schoolwork. And then, just the practices. Obviously with pole vaulting, you're not jumping all the time, so there's a lot of downtime. And the conversations we had, all the fun stuff we did, that was just really what I look forward to every day. Those are my favorite moments, definitely, about track.
Yeah, so it sounds like amazing camaraderie between you and your teammates and even some of the other pole vaulters who came and used the facilities for sure. It's definitely something you're going to take away from pole vaulting remember for the rest of your life. So with that said, what advice do you have for your younger track and field athletes?
For my younger track and field athletes, this goes for everybody, but especially pole vault athletes. If you expect to be good at pole vault right away, you're just not. It happens sometimes, but that is not. You should not expect that. You need to put in countless hours. You need to put in effort at practice. You need to put in effort outside of practice if you actually want to excel. If you really care about the sport and love the sport, then you need to realize that you're not going to be able to pick it up right away, and you need to not give up, especially when you feel down, because everybody has down weeks, especially in pole vaulting. You'll come to practice one day after jumping 12 feet the practice before that. You get up on the pole, you can't bend it, you're going 8 feet. You can't give up those days. You really need to keep pushing.
Yeah, that's great advice. Absolutely. What impact has participated in the pole vault done for you?
As I was kind of just saying, it made me realize things don't come easy. Obviously, I've had those lessons earlier in life, but it's like through the frustrating practices and meets, I've realized that if you really want to truly be good at something, then you need to put the work in. And that, I think that's a lesson I'll carry with me my whole life. Lesson helps me work, school, sports, everything.
Yeah, that's great. That's great information, especially something you can take with you, like you said, for a lifelong skill. What would you tell an incoming eighth grader about LaSalle and about participating in track and field?
Okay, so I would tell them LaSalle is a great school, first of all. It sounds corny, but cherish your time because as every senior says every year, you will miss it. Obviously, our year got cut a little short, but I miss LaSalle every day. I miss coming together with all my buddies. I miss so I shouldn't tell the teachers this, but sometimes slacking off in class, just messing around with my buddies, having a bunch of fun. And another thing I'll tell them is get involved, get as involved with the school as you can, like as possible. Like do as much as you can is what I'm trying to say. In earlier this year, we were organizing the canned food drive, and I always hung out with Miss Schneider during study hall, and she would always ask me if I wanted to be a big part of the canned food drive. And finally, I said, "Yeah, of course, I'd love to be a big part of the canned food drive because I participated in this past 4 years." So me and a couple other guys spent over 80 hours in putting work into the camp food drive to actually make it possible. And obviously it wasn't just my contribution, but the feeling of I can't even think of the word right now, but the feeling of satisfaction that comes with it once you're done, once all those pounds of food, I think it was up 45,000 pounds of food helping 18 agencies. That's just such a feeling of satisfaction. You played a big part in that. Just something, not a feeling you can just come up with out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's good advice. I'm a big fan of getting involved in anything. Obviously, I want to tell people, push for athletics, but I'd rather see a kid get involved in the band or drama or vocal ensemble or mission collections and get involved in something. That's really going to make your time at LaSalle feel even more important. When it comes down to the end, like you said. So with it being said, you're kind of at the end here. What's your plans for after graduation? You kind of touched on them earlier, but go into a little more detail on that.
So my plans right now are going to Wilmington College, and there I'm studying biology. And as I said, I'm pole vaulting. I wish I could say I got the scholarship for pole vaulting, but that's not the case. Had to go into an interview, and actually it turned out that I got the full ride scholarship there. So that's definitely exciting.
Congratulations. That's great news.
Thank you.
Very, very happy for you. So I know you didn't get there all on your own, as much as we think we can always do it on our own, but we all rely on others to help us out. So who do you want to thank and what do you want to tell those people?
Okay, there's a lot of people I could thank, but I'm gonna try to kind of summarize the list.
Sure.
Starting off, obviously my parents. My parents are a huge part of my life. They play a part in my life every day. They're my biggest supporters, definitely. So definitely huge thank you to them. In terms of track and pole vault, definitely Mr. Albrink. He's such a good coach. He's there every day, never late. He always gives us his full attention, full effort, always there to help us. And also for track, my teammates Bella and Gabby, especially Bella, this summer, we actually started doing some really intense training preparing for pole vault, which a little bit disappointing it didn't happen because I spent a lot of time in the summer and then building up into the school year training for pole vault. But I'm glad I did it. Don't regret it, obviously. And then in terms of school, Miss Schneider is somebody I would love to thank. She is a person that you look forward to seeing every day. When I walk into school at 7:59 every day, almost late to my first bell class, I see her smiling face in the hallway, and it just makes my day right away. If I was tired, I wake up right away. I'm in a good mood. She's just a radiant person, and I think sometimes she's underlooked in the school because she does so much. She's involved in everything. You see her face every Friday, whether it's a football or a basketball game. You always see her there cheering on the Lancers. And she in the summer, she's going on service trips, doing all that stuff. In the fall, she's the whole heart behind the canned food drive. The whole middle of the operation. She's just right there. She's there every meeting. She's there every canned food drive, making sure everything runs smoothly. So Miss Schneider is definitely, in terms of school, who I would think.
Yeah, Miss Schneider is one of those people that is the lifeblood of LaSalle. She does a great job representing LaSalle, and she loves all her students, and she shows it. By, like you said, being there on Friday nights, helping run the canned food drive, on top of the other 100 things that she does, to make LaSalle as great as it is. So I really appreciate it, Chaz. That's all I got for you today, man. I appreciate you.
All right. Thank you for the opportunity. As I said, just for everybody coming to LaSalle and the people at LaSalle, really cherish your opportunity. I wish I could stress this to you more, because I heard it when I was in freshman, sophomore, and junior year. All the seniors would always tell me, cherish this opportunity, get as involved as possible. And I always kind of just brushed it to the side. I mean, I definitely took advantage of this opportunity. I lived as much as I could, so I'm definitely not disappointed on that front. But I mean, I definitely missed out on a big part, but that's okay, because I took their advice, especially freshman and sophomore year. I didn't take their advice, but junior year I really started to get involved in the school. But as they said, as I said in the past, cherish this opportunity.
Absolutely, that's great closing advice, Chaz. I appreciate you being a part of Live with the Lancer Spring Sports Senior Spotlight Edition. Thanks to our sponsor, Frederick Funeral Home. Until next time, Lancers, roll deep.